Ninetales cloak. There's a name for it and everything. Oh, jeez. That power. I don't like it. But Chiyo's gonna give the rest of her life. I guarantee it. It's gotta happen. Aww.
Gaara.
He always wants to interrupt the intro. You want to do my intro with me today, buddy? Say hi to the Naruto game. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? As you can see, I've got a distracting morning with the baby. The baby coming for attention. He's a good boy. Hope y'all are doing well. Today we are gonna get into. We'll see what we have time for. You'll see. Most of y'all will see based off the label or the title of the video, but hopefully 30 to 32. We're gonna try to do a triple drop today. I was gonna do just 2, but I noticed that this season, or I guess this arc, ends with these last 3 episodes. So would rather kind of just pair them all together instead of waiting if I can. But I do have work in like an hour, so we'll see. Hope y'all are doing well, though. It was quite the busy weekend for me. My girlfriend and I hosted our first guests, and it was quite the eventful weekend. So I'm always takes me a little bit of time. Introvert Josh needs he needs that recharge time and all that. Even though I love, I don't know, everyone always says that I appear extroverted, but I feel like I'm definitely introverted at heart. Like, I'm a huge homebody. It's like I woke up this morning, it was like rainy outside. I was like, perfect. I love that. Let's go ahead and recap the character ratings from last time. I don't have my notes up. I'm unprepared. We gave MVP to Kakashi. Oh man, this, I just looked at this. I was like, oh yeah, the Mangekyo Sharingan, and being able to use at least some form of it, maybe copy it, who knows. I'm sure we'll get more on that soon, but really, really cool. I feel like Kakashi got a pretty big level up just from that in itself. It seems like, for him though, he has to charge it up quite a bit, or like really charge his chakra up, or build his chakra up. So it's not like it's, maybe he's not quite as good as Itachi at it, but man, what a useful technique to have. For the best moment, we gave that to Chiyo, giving the antidote to Sakura instead of to herself. That was a sick moment, man. I actually just rewatched these episodes with my girlfriend a couple nights ago, and she really liked how that fight wrapped up between Sasori and Sakura and Chiyo. Really, really good, well displayed fight, and I really, really love Chiyo's character, especially alongside Sakura. Their dynamic was so good in this arc. And then we didn't have a funniest moment, so we will go ahead and skip over that once again. If y'all enjoy these reactions, be sure to drop in a like, subscribing, check out that Patreon if you are interested. Yeah, let's go ahead and get this, y'all. Oh shit, yeah, we left off on this, man. Damn, so Data was like a substitution or something. I love how his shadow clones aren't freaking out. It's just him. 9tails cloak. There's a name for it and everything. Oh, jeez. That power. Man, the sound effects are... It's good, man. Wow, the spiky hair and everything too.
通りで一発が重いはずだな。
良いかかかし、この先ナルトの体から九尾のチャクラが漏れ、陽子をかたどるようなことがあるかもしれん。
チャクラが陽子の形をですか。
陽子の衣と言ってよいだろう。
I wonder when they had this conversation, just when they got back, or
陽子の衣が現れたら気をつけろ。いいか、尾が一本のうちに止めろ。さもないと
there's only one tail.
恐ろしいものを見ることになる。
He already looks pretty damn feral. Well, there's two tails now. Shit. He's about to see something frightening. And his fight versus bruh. His fight versus Sasuke and OG Naruto, it was like one tail, right? If I remember correct, I don't think he had two. I don't know. I might need to go back and check. Time to see something frightening, please.
落ち着け、ナルト。
Oh, jeez. Yeah, he's lost complete control.
冷静な判断力を失っている。うかつに近づくのは危険か。
いざという時はこれを使え。すぐにチャクラを抑え込むことができる。
Is it Naruto's chakra or just the Nine Tails chakra? I'd assume just the Nine Tails. Yeah. Oh. It's sad seeing him like kind of come out of it.
助かったってばよ。
Is it reusable? We might need that later. Yeah, keep your guard on for Deidara, man.
ジライア様は一体何を見たんだ。
面白いものが見られたな。誰か来る。
ようやく会えた。さくらちゃん。
よくここが分かったな。
さっきすごい地鳴りが伝わってきたから。
Just Naruto losing his shit. Man, this squad, man. They've killed it for their first mission in Shippuden.
ガーガーはどうした。よし。
She's about to give her life to him, right?
あんな小娘とババアにサソリの旦那がやられる。何が後々まで残っていく永久の美だ。と死にやがって。大体弱点丸出しのあの造形は自信過剰なんだよ。俺からすりゃ芸術家らしい最後だったな。
Hey.
ご苦労、ネジ。
Damn. Leaf's going hard, man. They're not to be trifled with, even if you're the Akatsuki.
ご苦労、ネジ。
苦労はしていない。なるほど。それがシャリンガンと並び木の葉に伝わる白眼ってやつだな。その目を使ってオイラの視覚から接近したってわけか。本物を見るのは初めてだな。
That's cool.
イタチのシャリンガンとの違いを確かめてみたいところだが、今はこの状況から逃げるのが先だな。
木の葉最強と言われる我ら外藩がもう逃げられんぞ。
その通りです。
覚悟
Getting
しなさい。
hype. Let's go, man. Anytime the guitar comes in.
外藩か。
Damn, I forgot he's got no arms right now and he's fighting like this. This is crazy, bro.
やるじゃねえか。
木の葉合力参加。
こりゃ走って逃げ切るのは無理だな。
行きますよ。はいはいはいはい。
はっけ空上。
Dang.
確かこの辺りに。あそこか。
油断するな。
Yeah, they haven't seen his power yet.
みんな気をつけろ。そいつは起爆物で攻撃する遠距離タイプだ。
He's gonna craft it with his mouth this time, his own mouth, not his. Yep. This bastard, man. Don't just let him do it.
俺の究極芸術を見せてやろう。
What the?
チャクラが一点に一気に集中している。まさか。みんな、ここから急いで離れろ。芸術は。
Cats! Now the question is that like how does he survive that himself though? Like what the hell? Ooh, did Kakashi just do Mangekyo again?
どうなっている？
Yeah, what's that sound? Oh, it's the Mangekyo. Oh yeah, it's like a black hole, right? So you can like suck up the explosive with it. Dude, that's dope, man. Dude, Kakashi has gotten so strong, man. That's crazy. He's a freaking beast. What a beast.
どうにか間に合った。
Wow. That's pretty big, and like imagine if he hadn't done that, how huge that would have been, that explosion. Yeah.
大丈夫か、カカシ先生。
さすがは若ライバル。
Aw. Dude, that's cute. Guy looks so proud of him.
爆発ごと別の空間へ飛ばした。
別の空間。
これが車輪ガンの道術。
なんだかよくわかりませんがをやっつけたということでしょうか。てんてん。
やだ、そんなことを私に聞かないでよね。
He's like, please let someone else do the critical thinking. I don't like it. Yeah, he's definitely dead. But Chiyo's gonna give the rest of her life, I guarantee it. It's gotta happen.
さくらちゃん。
Aw. Don't lose your shit again, please. Aw.
なんでガラばっかりがこんなんで死んだんじゃ。風影だぞ。風影になったばっかじゃねえか。
冷静になれ。薄まきナルト。
うるせえ。お前ら砂の忍びがガーラの中に化け物なんか入れなきゃこんなことにはならなかったんだ。お前らガーラが何なのか少しは聞いたことあんのか。
Yeah, I can feel the frustration from Naruto.
人中力だ。偉そうにそんな言葉作って読んでんじゃねえ。
Damn, bro. Well said. And then you can see the guilt in her face there so well. Soundtrack going hard, of course. Got to.
ナルト、サスケ助けられ。ガーラも助けられ。3年も必死に修行して3年前と何も変わっちゃいねえじゃねえか。
Yeah, this probably hurts her, especially because she's the one who directly put the spirit into Gaara, right? I love the wind in the grass.
Chiyo ばあ様、その術は。
Great episode, man. Love that one a lot. Man, whenever Naruto like gets into that, like, I don't know, he kind of has not a monologue, but you know, he just says how he really feels, and like they always do such a brilliant job of drawing and bringing out the color of his eyes to kind of show his humanity so much. So good. Damn, this intro. Some smooth animation here.
千代ばあ様何をしようってんだ。
医療忍術。いや、
私たちのやるべきことは終わりました。すぐにでも里に戻って解毒しないと。
それよりも
Yeah, she's
君はまだ
she's been wanting to do it for a while.
べきことがある。
But I think the last episode, Naruto kind of talking really sealed the deal for her.
あれは
何をしてんだってばよ。千代ばあ様、自分の命と引き換えに。さくらちゃん。ガーラ君、生き返らせる。
Dang, dude. It's gonna be interesting too, because he's gonna be free of the Jin Cherokee too, right?
本当にできんのか。この術は千代ばあ様だけの特別な術。そうなのか。
そんな都合のいい術があるはずはない。あのチャクラの流れ、おそらく
それ相応のリスクを伴う。
Considerable risk. I mean, you're literally giving your life, right? Or can he like screw it up and die and not even save them?
チャクラが足りぬ。くそ。
俺のチャクラ使ってくれってばよ。それでできるか、ばあちゃん。
ガーラ君はあいつと同じ人中力です。砂隠れにいるどんなものよりもナルトは彼の気持ちが分かってしまう。人中力がどんな扱いを受けてきたか、それはどの里においても大差ありませんからね。だからこそ助けずにはいられないんですよ。木の葉だとか砂だとか、あいつにとってはそんなことどうでもいいことなんでしょう。わしの手の上にお前の手を重ねろ。
Gotta do it together. Huge surge of chakra. Now I'm curious, does this have any implications on Naruto's chakra in the future? Like, cause this is all permanent, right?
ナルトの夢は火影になることなんですが、彼が風影になったと聞いて悔しがっていました。ですがその反面、それを心から喜び祝福していたのもナルトなんです。ナルトには不思議な力があるんですよ。あいつは交わす言葉は少なくても誰とでもすぐ友達になって。
I'm sure Chiyo's feeling the same way. Yeah. Aww.
くだらぬ年寄りどもが作った忍びの世界にお前のようなやつが現れてくれて嬉しい。
I like that frame too.
かつてわしのしてきたことは間違いばかりじゃった。しかし最後になって正しいことがやっとできそうじゃ。
Some good redemption.
この葉、これからの未来はわしらの時とは違ったものになろう。
Even gain some faith.
かかしの言っていたお前の不思議な力、その力が未来を得るじゃろう。今までにない火影になってな。
Aww.
だからはい、今度は死にかけのババアではなく自分の大切に思うものを助けてやれ。お前はわしとよく似ておる。男気を持ち合わせとる女はそうおらんからな。お前は師匠を超えるくの一になるじゃろう。
Dang. Dude, that'd be crazy. Becomes even stronger than Tsunade.
ババアからのお願いじゃ。お前はガーラの痛みを知ってやることができる唯一の存在じゃ。ガーラもお前の痛みを知っておる。ガーラを助けてやってくれ。
Can help each other.
ガーラ。
呼んでる。誰だこの手。
It's coming back.
なんだ、また俺の手か。俺の手。俺とは誰だ。俺は。
ガーラ。
ナルト。
Dang. So is all the Saiyan Shinobi coming too? Let's go, man. Oh, that's amazing for him to wake up to everybody. Oh, that's great.
お前を助けるためにみんな走ってたんだってばよ。ガーラ様、大丈夫ですか？
I love it. Let's go, let's go.
世話かけやがって。
まったくだ。心配かけやがる弟じゃんよ。
お前ら偉そうにガーラは風影なんだぞ。生意気な口聞いてんな。この下っ端ども。ガーラ、気分はどうだ？急に動かない方がいい。
Yeah.
体の硬直がまだ完全には解けてないから。
よかった。風影様、本当に死んじゃうかと。痛い。
ガーラ様がそう簡単にくたばるわけないでしょ。
I mean, he's really close. Oh, dang.
で、どことなく可愛くって、それな。
Gaara getting the ladies? Okay.
あ、私が防ぐ。今度こそ。いや、私よ。
どけ下っ端。
Oh, no.
そういや、俺ってばまだ芸人。
このな、女ってのはエリート志向でクールなのに弱いって相場は決まってんじゃん。
なんか
Cool bad boy.
お前もそんなようなこと言ってたっけか。
あいつは俺と同じ苦しみを知っていた。そして生きる道を変えることができることを教えてくれた。俺もいつか誰からも必要とされる存在になりたい。
ありがとうよ、ナルト。
それを言うなら俺にじゃなくばあちゃんにだ。ガーラをすごい医療忍術で助けてくれた。今は疲れて寝ちゃったけど、ばあちゃんも里に帰ったら元気に。
いや、
No, she's dead, bro.
チヨバーはあの術を。
違うって。何が？
私が。
医療忍術なんかじゃない。転生忍術だ。チヨバーは死んだんだ。
R.I.P. man.
転生忍術。
She probably had to be one of my favorite characters of the arc.
自分の命と引き換えに死んだ者をすら生き返らせる忍術。
そんな。
やはり。
ガイ先生。
Man, it's crazy how quickly like the tone changed with just like how great they made all of it.
命を与える術を研究開発しようとしていたチヨバーが先頭に立ってな。術の理論は開発できたが、途中術のリスクがあまりにも大きいってことで人体実験の前に禁術に指定され封印された術だ。
Seems like a trend, man. A lot of forbidden jutsus out there.
お前のようなやつが現れてくれて嬉しい。わしのしてきたことは間違いばかりじゃった。最後の最後になって正しいことがやっとできそうじゃ。砂と木の葉、これからの未来はわしらの時とは違ったものになろう。かかしの言っていたお前の不思議な力、その力が未来を大きく変えるじゃろう。今までにない木陰になってな。
I'm glad she got to experience the mysterious power. Oh, my brother came too. Oh, well, I knew that, but forgot about it, I guess. But that's sad. He has to like see this directly. You would have thought they would have played such a pivotal role in this plot.
今にも笑い出したもんな、そんな安らかな顔をしておるよ。
Feel bad for Sakura. She's probably got the closest to her. Yeah. Wonder how Gaara's gonna feel about it.
ナルト、やっぱりお前は不思議なやつだな。お前には人を変えていく力がある。千代ばあ様は里の未来などどうでもいいといつもガーラのためにこんなことをするような人じゃなかった。
Yeah, if you can change an old person's mindset, that's extremely impressive. It's very hard to do that.
3代目のじいちゃんと同じだ。
そうだな。
Trusting into the future.
ばあちゃんの思い、今ならはっきりわかるってばよ。
ガーラ様。
みんな千代ばあ様に祈りを。
It's good for Chiyo too, man. Having so many people around as she passes and to send her off in the right way, grieving all together. Damn. Much sadder episode, but very good too. Deidara. This fucking guy, man.
とっておきの自爆分身まで食い取られるとはな。俺の究極芸術を見せてやろう。
He's got such interesting powers, man.
爆発だ。
Cats! Cats! I love when he does that. Honestly, I really love his voice actor in general.
まあ、あれが陽動になってなんとか逃げられはしたが、俺の腕を空間ごとなんて術だ。
Jeez. Now, like, he's got to get his arms back somehow, right? Like.
持ってかれたのは肘のあたりだけだったな。落っことした右手と指輪は探さねえとな。
So yeah, maybe he can like reattach them with like the clay or something like that. Damn, dude.
これがそそりの本体か。
Yeah, so a lot of them hadn't even seen it.
ありましたよ、ゼツさん。
Yeah, what's the importance of all the rings?
暁のメンバーに入れますかね。一人分の枠空いたんだし。
バカ野郎、そんなに簡単に行くか。
いいじゃないか。入れてあげればトビはいい子だ。
Toby? Oh. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
行くぞ。
ちょっと待ってくださいよ、ゼツさん。確かこの辺りに。ああ、ちょっとゼツさん。
This guy's pretty funny.
よ、ゼツさんってば。
I'm assuming the rings are like kind of important to like the extraction they use for the Jinchuriki. Damn, is the whole village gonna like be there to welcome him? I'm gonna get goosebumps. I'm already getting goosebumps. That one lonely little cactus.
まだか。
Just use Byakugan, you'll see them. I'm always gonna come up with the sun like a badass. A new age. The age of Gaara. Squat. Squat. Oh, they're helping him still. I'm very curious about like the future of Gaara's like powers and like is he gonna be a lot weaker now because he lost the one tail or They look like they hate having to help each other walk. The council needs to see this, man. That one guy who's just talking shit the whole time. Let's get one giant group hug for Gaara.
みんなのおかげだ。
渦巻きナルト感謝する。
俺はそんな別に何もできなかったってばよ。
You did though, you changed Chiyo. That's all you had to do.
風影様、里の者が待っております。さあ、父さん。
God, that'd be so intimidating just walking through your whole village like that. I would hate that myself.
まずは。そうだな。
Gotta honor the fallen.
千代ばあ様の冥福を祈り、黙祷。
She will, man. She went out in a way that kind of probably resolved some of her past mistakes, right? Probably went out with some peace herself.
姉ちゃん戻ってきたでよ。
Oh, that was so sad, dude.
もう
Oh.
もう少しゆっくりしていけばいいじゃん。
そうだ。せめてもう一日ぐらい。疲れを取ってからでも。
Uh-oh, the oosh. You gonna get our business, bro?
まに大至急報告しなきゃいけないことがあって。
それに暁が砂の里にまで押しかけてきたとなると、この葉の里の方も気になりますし、
少しでも早く帰りたいというわけだな。
まあそんなところで。
しかし、その体では
心配には及びません。頼れる仲間がおりますから。
すでに高丸が第一歩を運んではいるが、暁のメンバー2名の生死に関しては書かれていない。連絡しなくていいのか。
直接おかげさまに報告しますよ。少し気になることもあるんでね。
Ushi, you're in the way. Get out of here, you bastard. You bastard.
Get out of here.
砂隠れの千代様1名が殉職。風影様は無事帰還されたとのことです。外藩かかし藩は無事任務を終了。3日後には木の葉に戻る予定です。
わかった。
綱出様。
なんだ。今回の任務ではうまくいったものの、ジライア様のおっしゃってた通り、美獣を狙ってる奴らのところへわざわざ人中力であるナルト君を送り込むのはいかがなものかと。
Hey, it still was really important.
かかしが同行しているとはいえ、なぜこのようなリスクの高い危険を冒してまでナルト君を。あいつが人中力だからこそ。人中力を本当に理解してやれるのは人中力のやつだけだ。
Damn, Tsunade.
あいつには不思議な力があって、みんなあいつにかけてみたくなるのさ。
Man, her brother's gonna be so lonely now without her.
赤だ。
赤などいらぬと言うとったがよ。
When you just want to go out in the sand, just put her out in the desert to rot.
いいじゃろうと思ってな。
Yeah, she deserves one.
こうしてみんなが集まる場所も必要だろうからよ。
みんなお別れを。
Especially for how she went out, like, should be like a memorial to her. To remember like how she went out. Dude, Sakura and Naruto look so cool. I feel like their character designs have just gotten so much like more bold or something, or like they complement each other well for some reason.
Sakura-san, Naruto-kun, そろそろ出発しますよ。
おう、行くってばよ、さくらちゃん。
千代ばあ様、ありがとう。
Yeah, man. Well, I loved her and Sakura together.
じゃあな。
おう。普通ならここで握手とかして別れんだろうけど、俺ってはそういうの苦手だからな。このまま。
Poor Kakashi looks absolute white, bro. Don't leave him hanging. The longest wait ever. He's like, if you won't do it, I'm gonna make you. Now for the big journey home, man. Oh, that'd be so awful having to go all the way back after all this action-packed shit. Poor Kakashi's gonna have the worst journey of his life. Probably not. He's probably been through way worse than this, but.
先生たち遅い。
いやー、すまないね、ガイ君。
He hates being slow.
なんだ
Oh my god, it's so ridiculous, bro.
おっさん同士のおんぶか思ったよりきつい。
It's not something you think you'd see.
そうか修行ですね。
こうなったら早いぞ。はあ。腹どげどげ。
Skirt.
ネジ。
No way, bro.
あれれ、データラさんもやられちゃったみたいですね。あの人絶対死因は爆死ですよ。ねえ、ゼツさん。その辺に死んでんじゃないですかね。
手を離せこの野郎。
あ、生きてた。
人中力はどうした？
俺のノルマは終わってんだろ。
あらら、ギリギリじゃないですか、データラさん。大丈夫？じゃないか。
仏の顔も3度までだ。
Of a saint.
目のシーンは俺が決めるぞ。
どうせ爆死でしょ。
それ3度目だ。
窒息死だ。
This Toby character is pretty interesting. His mask is cool too.
お前がかかし班に配属されるようもう手は回してある。お前は渦巻きナルトと年もさほど変わらぬ上、里の同世代の誰よりも強く、何よりも素晴らしい絵心は簡単の一言じゃ。本日より任務終了までの間、お前の名前はサイじゃ。
Okay.
サイでございますね。
わしの前でそのような作り笑いはよせ。
すみません。人の心に取り入るにはまず笑顔だと教本にありました。練習はしているのですが、まだ表情というのがうまく作れないもので。
Is this the person we saw in the first episode that was with Sakura and Naruto? So is he a spy, maybe? I don't know. It's kind of sus. All right, we'll leave it off there, man. Good wrap up to the arc here. I'd say honestly, for the first arc of Shippuden, I think it was pretty solid. Once again, of course, everyone else who's commenting has hindsight of how the rest of Shippuden goes, but there was a lot of people kind of just saying that it's slow and stuff. But I thought it was a well-rounded arc. There wasn't too many slow spots to me, maybe outside of the whole guy and or squad guy like kind of having that fight with their clones. That might have been a little slow, but overall I thought it was a well-rounded arc. So but yeah, we'll talk more about it. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and talk about the end of this arc. Kazekage rescue mission arc in the wraps here, man. As I said at the end of it, I thought it was a very well-rounded arc, very strong for I don't want to say a new show or, for, I guess, the first time skip arc. I thought it was very good. Definitely solid. I'll give a little bit more of my thoughts on the conclusion of this arc, or I guess the arc as a whole, towards the end of the review section here. And something new I want to do is, maybe have like a, my favorite character or the best character in my opinion of the arc from my perspective, and I'll give that at the very end. So we'll do kind of an arc character rating. We'll just do one category for now, but maybe we'll expand in the future. So So yeah, stay tuned for that part. But let's go ahead and like just talk through these episodes a little bit, kind of new information we got, and kind of conclusion here. So starting with the Nine-Tail Cloak, very interesting. You know, we've obviously have seen Naruto go into this form a few times. I think back in the Land of Waves was the first time we saw it, and you know, we've seen him use red chakra in general, but you know, kind of going into this form where the Nine-Tail takes over a bit more. I think we've really only seen the Land of Waves and against Sasuke at the very end in the Sasuke retrieval arc. It is interesting that there is kind of multiple levels to this, right? Like Naruto can use the red chakra in general, and it makes him a lot stronger. He has a much stronger reserve. But then there is this different form where it kind of takes over, the spirit itself takes over, and it starts to manifest around Naruto and I guess control him. Maybe not even control him. I don't know if that's true, but you know, kind of at least make his rage come out and he loses control of himself. But I guess it's interesting too because it's kind of about the number of tails that come out as well. So I guess if one tail comes out, Naruto still is kind of in control to a degree, or you know, maybe he at least won't attack his comrades like he did to Kakashi. And I think he only had one tail out when he fought Sasuke, so that would make sense why he would have more control back then, and just, you know, he was still Naruto, right? He was still himself. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Obviously, in this case, I think only 2 came out, but I'd imagine in the full form, it's all 9. But yeah, it's a very interesting character dynamic to be added here, because obviously it's going to have a lot of implications throughout Shippuden. I'm sure there's going to be multiple points where he loses control. I'm sure it's going to be part of his character development and arc to find ways to control this power, or maybe it's always going to be about repressing it and not letting it take control. You know, there's lots of comparisons to this with Jujutsu Kaisen and Itadori and Sukuna and the kind of their relationship. It's very similar dynamics. I'm sure Jujutsu Kaisen took inspiration from Naruto here and whatnot. So yeah, I'm definitely curious on where it's going to go. One thing I wanted to shout that I loved was when it did grow the 2 tails and he, like, Naruto punched the tree, just a huge, you know, like explosion as it goes along all the tree line. So cool. Yeah, and of course Kakashi uses that like seal given from Jiraiya to you know, I guess stop the chakra flow of the red chakra. You know, something I'm a little worried about is, hey, if like enemies ever get the use of this, like even if Naruto ends up controlling this power someday and it's a really good weapon for him, you know, if somebody gets kind of that seal, it's probably a pretty good counter to him. But they also kind of imply that Jiraiya has seen a greater form than this. Like Kakashi's like, what in the world did you actually see from Naruto? Imagine he saw a lot more tails, and it probably became a much scarier thing than just even what they just saw. So I kind of hope we get a little flashback to that. I bet we will, probably at some point when we see Naruto lose even more of control. And that kind of going back to episode 1 of Shippuden, you know, there's that scene with the Nine-Tail kind of trying to what's the word for it? Manipulate to a degree, entice, seduce. Seduce is probably the word I'm looking for. Yeah, he's trying to like seduce Naruto to like use his power to kind of like let him out. And obviously in that case, it's probably with this confrontation with Sasuke, and Naruto probably needs the chakra or the Nine-Tail to maybe overcome Sasuke's power. So it's going to be interesting how Naruto's going to kind of like balance out the use of this power and trying to maintain his control here. But yeah, ultimately I think, you know, most of the focus in this episode is obviously on Lady Chiyo and her reanimation ninjutsu to bring Gaara back to life. I think that was set up pretty well by the author, and I'm happy seeing Gaara come back to life. You know, y'all know that he's one of my favorites, and I think it's a really good way to bring him back, seeing Chiyo's development over this arc, and especially like, you know, in retrospect, you know, hearing it from like Temari and others that, Lady Chiyo was probably one like the most, or one of the people who was most on the other side of the spectrum, where she normally would never use this technique, especially on someone like Gaara. It shows how much she's grown in this arc, how much her perspective has changed through, working with the Leaf Village, but especially with watching Naruto and his actions. That's kind of, once again, the main focus is around Naruto's mysterious power to, I guess, like change people, right? He expresses himself so directly, and you can kind of sense the care from him. It makes people want to get on his side, makes people want to root for him. I think I mentioned it recently, but it reminds me a lot of Luffy's kind of mysterious power in One Piece as well. It's kind of, people are drawn towards him and they trust him because he's got a good judge of character. And I think Naruto is very much the same way. Has, there's that power, there's power in being able to, I guess, pull people close to you, right? In an authentic way too, not like in a way of manipulating them. It's, you're building connections and strong bonds, and that brings out the best in people. And when you have that trust, right, you establish that trust, and that really helps relationships go a long way. And especially in this world where alliances seem to be pretty superficial, you need that trust for them to be like, develop those real bonds. And I think Chiyo probably would have been someone who was a very untrusting person before. Like, she probably didn't trust a lot of people at all, based off her experiences. And now, she trusts Naruto to, fix the world that she helped contribute to, this dysfunctional world. I love how she, places her faith in Naruto to be the Hokage someday and be one of the greatest because of this mysterious power he has. I really love this scene too, just in general, when Naruto's like crying about Gaara and Chiyo tells him to calm down, and just the amazing animation of Naruto's eyes and like his tears, and you can just feel all the emotion there. You can see how much that impacts Chiyo even in this final moment, to kind of make the decision to save Gaara. But yeah, from this we definitely get a little bit more on the fallout of all of this with the Akatsuki. We see Zetsu coming to, I guess, collect the ring from Sasori. So we pretty much get confirmation that Sasori did die, which I think makes sense for his character. Last time I was talking a little bit about, hey, maybe you could have part of that like life form somewhere else or something. But I do think it's a good thing that his character is dead, because it was a really good, I think, little character arc, or good writing for his character to die in this way. And we meet a new character, Toby, who seems very interesting. I like his voice actor so far. He seems pretty quirky, or very like playful or non-serious for an Akatsuki member, although a lot of the Akatsuki members are a little bit like that, like Deidara is to a degree, but he makes Deidara look serious. But yeah, he seemed pretty funny. I really liked his character design, but it seems like, yeah, he wants to be an Akatsuki member, and obviously his slot has opened up. So I wonder what like the initiation process is like. How do you actually get approval to join, and if he will end up being that, or if he's kind of in over his head to a degree. But to me, he seems to have like a pretty interesting character design, so I imagine he's going to be somewhat of an important character moving forward here. Now, one thing I was thinking of too is like when they were talking about the reanimation ninjutsu, I think Kankuro was describing it, how this technique came about because they were doing research in the puppet unit to try to actually bring puppets to life fully. And then they never really got to the human trials aspect of it because they thought it would be too dangerous. But I'm wondering if that's like how Sasori kind of developed his puppets that were alive, or the human puppets where you can like maintain their ninjutsu techniques and whatnot, like the third Kazekage. I mean, he explained his powers like him, like kind of like cleaning out the blood and kind of preserving the body, but they never really say how he like gave it actual like life. So maybe it would make sense if like he stole that technique to a degree, but then again, I don't really know if that would work if if you have to like give your full life to somebody. I don't know if there's a way to like only breathe part of your life into them or something like that. Maybe that could be how he kind of like keeps them alive, but they're not like fully human or don't have their actual soul connected to it. But of course we get Gaara back, and man, I love the moment when he wakes up and all of the Sand Village like ninjas are there. I love how happy they are all for him. What a way for Gaara to wake up, a stark difference to his experience in life where he's never had people around him. And I feel like this is definitely going to be a full turning point for his character. You know, not only did he see Naruto there to save him and to be there for him, but he also had so much of his village there to support him. You know, all his hard work to change his path is coming to fruition here. And we see that again too when they arrive back at the Sand Village, and the whole village is there to welcome him, and they're all excited for him to be back. Just love that so much. I thought that was a really great moment for Gaara's character, and I'm curious how it's going to impact him moving forward, and what part he's going to have to play in the story overall moving forward. Yeah, I mentioned this too. Like, I'm also curious about how his powers are going to change without the One Tail being part of him, right? You know, maybe that will change his powers. Maybe he'll be less powerful, although it seems like he can still use his like sand ninjutsu technique as he, you know, makes Naruto shake his hand with it. But yeah, I'm imagining that he'll like have like less chakra or something to like grab from, right? So that'll be interesting, and I'm also interested in how it'll impact his personality. You know, he'll be able to sleep a lot more without the Shikaku keeping him up at night and kind of eating away at his being. So maybe he'll become a more well-rounded and better person, or I don't know, maybe he'll have a little bit of a simpler life, and I think he deserves that after all the shit he's been through. You know, he deserves to not only come back to life, but to live a full life after this without so much judgment and hatred from the people around him. And of course, we leave off on a pretty interesting cliffhanger to a degree with the introduction of a couple new characters. And you know, the location there is pretty interesting. It's kind of like industrial, so it seems like they're from a different village, and we don't really get names except for, I guess, a fake name for the ninja that's being sent out to join Kakashi, and they call him Sai, and he seems to be the shinobi from the first episode that we see with Naruto and Sakura when they're going after Sasuke. I actually confused him with Sasuke in the first episode because he kind of looks somewhat similar in his complexion and whatnot. But yeah, he seems to be a plant, like they're planting him. I don't really know what their goal is, but it doesn't seem to have good intentions, to be honest. And he seems like, you know, he's like an actor, like he's going to try to act and blend in and, you know, fulfill some mission here. So I don't know, man. And he already has a Leaf Village headband, so, you know, how is he going to like trick everybody that he's from that village? I guess he could be like Kabuto to a degree too, but I don't know if we've never met him, or the Leaf Village has never met him. I would be surprised if they just accepted him as a Leaf Village shinobi, but I guess we'll have to see kind of how that all pans out. All right, let's go ahead and do the character ratings for just these episodes. For MVP, I'm going to give it to Lady Chiyo. You got to give it to her for her sacrifice and just in totality of how her character has grown throughout the arc. I thought she was definitely one of the more interesting characters, and I just love her dynamics with Sakura and Naruto as well. Yeah, definitely deserves MVP. For the best moment, it's got to be Gaara awakening to all the Sand Village shinobi around him. I just, you know, from the kind of the dream he was having and him being alone, he's like, oh, it's me, and, you know, Naruto coming and putting his hand on his shoulder, and not only that, you know, not only having Naruto next to him, but having everybody there. Just such a powerful moment for his character. And for the funniest, we'll give that to Lee when he tries to copy Guy to give a piggyback ride to Neji, and he looks absolutely ridiculous, man. Good stuff. But yeah, what I wanted to do was to do the best character of the arc for me. I think maybe that's something we could do more moving forward. Maybe we'll have other categories in the future, you know, for some longer arcs or whatnot. But for this arc, we'll just do the best character. And there's two in mind that I have, Sakura and Chiyo. And in some sense, I want to give it to both of them. But I think I'm going to have to give it to Chiyo. I really loved what her character has represented in this arc. And, you know, kind of like having like a very strong perspective of the world. And, you know, she had a lot of pain through her life, obviously. and developed some kind of, I don't want to say identity, but, or ideology even, I guess like a paradigm to a degree, right? How she depicts, how she perceives the world, and for that to get like broken down so much in this arc from Naruto and the Leaf Village in general, Sakura even, I think is beautiful, and it leads to such a beautiful moment for her character with sacrificing her life for Gaara, becoming so self-sacrificing when she would never have done that at the beginning of the arc. You can see how much her character changed so quickly, and I don't know, those kind of characters are always so interesting to me. They're so dynamic, and it's really enjoyable to watch them change over time. You can say the same for the opposite when a character is like good and they kind of slowly start losing their grip, like, you know, Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan or something. It just is always so fulfilling to watch it, I guess, or like, you know, it's interesting the whole time. You know, you're really engaged with characters like that. So she'll get the best character of the arc. We'll have to get like a little like new symbol for that or something. But yeah, really enjoyed this one. Let me know what y'all thought about these episodes and the arc in general with me in the comments down below. I appreciate y'all being here to watch all of it with me, and I guess we'll be getting into the next arc next time, and then maybe we'll see some Orochimaru. That'd be so sick, man. I'm really curious what his design is going to look like in Shippuden, and maybe we'll see some Kabuto too. That'd be cool. But yeah, hope you all have a really good rest of your day and a good week, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.